The next change is a accounts receivable change. However, it is accessed through common information. It is the ability now in Sage 100 to change your invoice, the number of characters for your invoice. Currently, today, you have 7 characters. Now we can go up to 20 characters if needed. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So in common information, under common information options, I'll get that open. There has now been added the option to set the number of characters for your invoices. So what we're going to do for today, I'm just going to bump it up to 10. Now this will change all current invoice numbers out there in history and anything open to the new number of characters. The one thing it won't change is if you're using alpha characters or alphanumeric character for your invoice, it will not renumber those in history. Those will still remain the same size. Going forward, as you enter, you'll be able to use the extended amount of characters in the field, but the system will just not change that in any historical sense. And I'll give you an example of that once we do this. So I'm going to go ahead and accept this. All right, it's going to tell me, all right, we're going to do renumber everything in the company that we're doing this in, VBC. And this is um, a not something that we can undo. So once we do this, we cannot ever go backwards. We can add more characters, but we cannot reduce the number of characters going forward. So this is, once you do it, it's an all or nothing proposition. And I'm going to say yes. And it's just going to tell me what's going to happen. We're going to do accounts receivable, invoice number, sales orders, and job cost. And we can go up to the 20 characters in length that we just discussed. I'm going to say proceed. And you can see I get a log of all the changes that were made and where they were made. This log can be printed if needed. I'll just bring that up. So it just opens up in Notepad and you can print them if needed. This is saved too in the system if you never needed to go back. Let me close out of here. So I'm going to say okay. There were no errors, by the way, in that process. And let's go in accounts receivable and see what that looks like. So I'm going to bring up one of our customers. All right. And I'm going to go into invoices. And now you can see instead of 7 characters for our invoice length, we have added up the additional 3 and we're at 10 characters. So in essence, the system has gone out and padded the existing invoice numbers with the additional 3 zeros. Now to show you what happens if you were with alphanumeric invoice numbers, let me find Maverick here. You can see that that doesn't get padded. Going forward, though, any new invoices, if you do alphanumeric, you'll be able to use the full extent of the 20 characters. It just, the system is not going to update anything that's currently written with the additional added, in most cases, it would be the zeros.
Here's Greg's information, should you want to reach out to him directly. We know your time is valuable, so we really appreciate you spending a little bit of it with us.